Hi there, this is Sheena Rowlands and today I'm sharing with you my latest layout for Hey Little Magpie. And for this layout I'm using the Simple Stories Simple Vintage Holly Jolly collection, which I know that you'll really enjoy. For this layout I picked 3 photographs of my children. I'll come back to those a little bit later, but I'm also going to use the Holiday Fun, which is the checkered paper, and I'm also going to use the nice list. So I'm just going to rip down this right hand side of the nice list paper. I just wanted a torn edge because I'm actually going to cut this paper down to, it's a bit bigger than A4 in the end, but I want to make it a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to tear that by hand first of all. It takes me longer than you think, but I was trying to be neat and I was trying to keep relatively straight. So the idea is this is going to cover the left-hand side of the checkered paper, the holiday fun, and that. So I'm just trying to work out how much of the paper I want to remove. There's a famous sewing quote where it's measure twice, cut once, and that's exactly what I was trying to do. So the paper's about 9 inches along now, so I've taken about 3 inches off, including the tearing. And the idea is I want to create a vertical column down this paper using these 3 photos. The idea came to me before I actually when I saw the papers online and I saw this Santa's Workshop paper. This is the idea that I had. So at this stage I was hoping it was going to work, and for me the layout came together really quite quickly, which is unusual, but I think I've done a lot of the brain work to start with. So the word Santa is actually one of the foam sticker words, but then I decided that actually I might want to use some of the circles that are on the back of the holiday fun. So I decided that I'm actually going to, before I go any further and start to embellish, because you know what I'm like, it takes me ages, I'm going to gut the paper at the back. So what I've done is I've put the Santa's Workshop paper on the back. I'm going to draw around it with a pencil, and then I'm going to cut inside that. Obviously I'm not going to cut it exact, otherwise I wouldn't be able to get it to stick that down, but it just gives me the margins and I'll know how much of the decoration from the back, the B side of the paper, that I'm going to get. So I do that off camera and I've got that piece put to one side. So I'm then going to bring in some double-sided tape and I'm going to stick the Santa's Workshop paper to the background. So that is all now very stable for me to start to build up the embellishments, because once I do this I'm then going to want to stick them down. So I'm going to layer the photographs. I'm doing it in age order, and there's a reason for that when it comes to some of the embellishments. But basically, so I want to create a vertical column, but I want to tuck some pieces in either side. So I've got some of the layered embellishments, layered ephemera. So they've done some of the work for you really with those. There's also that cute Santa that I've added at the top by the Santa's Workshop words, and I'm going to start to work my way down. So basically there was a couple of strips in the embellishments that I saw right near the beginning, and it says for one good boy and one good girl. Well, obviously I've got 3 children and 3 photographs. So I wanted to put the good boy in between the pictures of the boys and then the girl above the picture of the girl. So that's the way I've done it. If you can see the green strip and the red strip. So I think it doesn't matter whether it's just the way that I wanted to play it. And I feel that looks better for me. So that's why the boys are next to each other. So these photos were taken on a trip to Lapland. We went for the day, which sounds crazy, and it was an amazing day, very long day. But yeah, we went to meet the man himself, and that's kind of where the title came from as well, which I will finish later on. But really exciting. There was about 45 minutes of daylight. The rest of it was completely in the dark. But it was certainly a day when we made memories that we would never forget. And I've made an album from our visit, but I've never actually scrapped these 3 photos together. So we went to Santa's house. In fact, I've got 5 photos because we also had photos taken with him and a family shot as well. But I thought these 3 worked really well. So, but just talking about it makes me think about what a wonderful day it was. And they were really clever that you had to fill in some paperwork in advance. So when we walked in the room, Santa knew the names of the children. He had an idea of what their hobbies were, and what the sort of their expectations were for that Christmas. So it was very, very believable. So going back to the layout, I'm just adding lots of bits and pieces to either side of the photos. And as I say, it's coming together really nicely. I've used some of the chipboard that are shaped like rosettes, and just added those just to soften up the edges going up and down. Just gonna have a look at the stickers. The 12 by 12 sticker sheet, there's so much on it that I think I'm going to just take it apart a little bit more. I like to take all the stickers off it with the backgrounds intact so I can move them around a layout before I commit. And there's a few there. One says, "Here comes Santa Claus." There's another one that says Santa. And I'm going to add those in some of the clusters as well. So obviously things are moving around a bit at the moment because I haven't actually stuck anything down. That's going to be a mammoth task at the end, but I just wanted to see how it looks, particularly like these enamel brads, decorative brads, and I'm going to add some of those in as well to keep the circle motifs running up and down this column. So I really recommend you check out this Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Holly Jolly collection at Hey Little Magpie. Hey Little Magpie, I've got all the current collections coming in all the time, so definitely keep hopping back and checking what's new to the store. I particularly like this. I think it's really, really useful. I love the vintage Santas. I think they're so cute, and it doesn't need to be vintage photos that you use when you use the images. So do check this out in the store. So I'm just having a look, finding the stickers there that I would actually like to use. If you've got any questions about this video or the collection, just put them in the comments below. You'll find that a number of the team are on doing YouTube videos for Hey Little Magpie, so do have a hop around and have a look. Everybody's got such different styles, and you get loads of inspiration there and on our Facebook group and on our Instagram account as well. So do check that out when you make a brew and get a few moments to yourself. I'm literally feeling that I like the way this layout's come together now. It doesn't feel like it needs too much more. Just the odd phrase, I think that's the "Here comes Santa Claus." I think that certainly could find a little space on here. And what I'll do is I'll stick it down all off camera because you really don't need to see me do that. And that's it at this stage. Lots of nice depth with the chipboard and the decorative brads. Just going to bring in some little black alphas from my stash so that to make the title say, "Oh Santa, I know him." It's a bit of a play on words from Elf, obviously, but I just thought it's the way he spoke to the children. He certainly knew them, and it was just a lovely day to connect with him. So I thought it would be a little bit of fun to add that underneath that foam sticker title. So I'm just coming to the end of this video now. This is the second layout I've made with this collection, so do hop back and look at the previous one, and there's another one to come further on in the month. So here's a finished layout with all its dimension, and there'll be some close-ups to follow too. Thank you so much for watching. This is Sheena Rowlands for Hey Little Magpie, and we hope to see you here again real soon. Bye for now.